Yo, 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 yo. What's up, what's up, what's up? Nah. Got part 3. Kokanee versus QlolQ, also known as TJ Kang. Gonna be a ZvP. And looks like we're gonna see a choke build from Kokanee. This is game number 3, so score is currently 1-1. TJ's gotten Protoss all 3 games, so pretty fortunate for him. We'll see how his scout is right here. I just want to double check the sound. Okay, should be good. So Kokanee kind of just scouting out here a little bit. Maybe see an SCV or a probe. And here's your hatchery. He's got the pool. This guy gonna go scout to the left. Got to be a little bit careful, because if this guy goes a little bit too far and you're up against the Terran, you will lose your overlord. So a lot of times players do not scout. So yeah, he's just gonna leave it right here. And the zealot gonna come right on in, which is very, very fortunate for TJ. So he's gonna get that guy to come through. We'll see if looks like he might build a chamber right there. Here's your second hatchery. Micro in a little bit. He's gonna have to use these 2 drones. And we're gonna use these drones as well. Gonna try to save this one. He does a good job. Ooh, and not gonna lose any drones, so really nicely done. Here's your second sunken. And we got 3 more zealots coming through. Cyber on the way, double gas. He's already getting his gas. So got a Zergling that's coming out. And he's probably gonna put a sunken right here. This is a good spot. Hold this guy back a little bit, but got this guy coming in. Gonna get the scout off. Gonna see the gas, the nexus, and gonna keep trying to scout a little bit. He's actually gonna put 2 sunkens back here. And the one thing about, I'm excited to see Kokanee's Zerg. Usually pretty good. I think it's probably his worst race, but he's good with all races, so. And with TJ's dropping ability, we'll see how he defends against this. So we got all these zealots coming in here. It's just gonna be too many sunkens to really get in here. We got this through county and gonna just have to completely abort, maybe cancel this. If I was Kokanee, I would cancel that. But he's gonna keep that. And gonna go right into a Hydra Sten. So maybe gonna be aggressive. And probably going to start building robotics right here, maybe. He's actually got a support. Oh, he's got the double robotics already. Wow, okay. Yeah, I guess that timing fits. 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Pretty fast robotics, in my opinion. Faster than usual. Here's your lair. Got a sunken getting made here. And that's why he's going with Hydras. He wants to stop a quick zealot drop into his base, which is going to happen about 5 minutes, 45 seconds in. But Kokanee going to be completely fine. He's got the Hydras here. He's got a couple more that are going to spawn. And I think he even sees this. So he's got Zerglings here with the Hydras. Let's see if he just attacks that shuttle. He's not going to. So here's your Hydras coming in though. Gonna micro these guys a little bit. So nicely done. Here comes some more zealots. Micro on that guy. More zealots getting dropped. He's got 5 Hydras. He's got another Hydra right here. He's going to have to pull these guys back. And then the double Reaver should be finishing up pretty soon. Going to keep these guys over here. Hydra's got speed. So, and the Zealot's got speed. We're going to take out, I guess he's going to just try to run these guys through. But there is a sunken here just to kind of distract. Here's a Corsair. So TJ doing a lot of annoyance right now. Gonna kill a drone right there. Got these hydras. And he's going to need to get these hydras down here because this drop is going to be coming. Here's a Queen's Nest and a Spire. Drop incoming, no speed. One thing though, Kokanee good at pulling his drones. He's going to start pulling and he takes that out. Here's your Reaver. Takes out some drones. Picking up that Reaver. Gonna drop that Reaver in this corner. I would maybe try to attack some of these drones on gas. Looks like that's what he's gonna do. And he still hasn't killed it. It's got about 2 shots left. Picks it up, gets 1 shot, still has 1 shot left. So very, very frustrating for Kokanee, but he still has 31 drones. So should be fine. Gonna take that out. There goes the shuttle. And we got a couple cannons up here. I'd like to see maybe 2 more robotics just come down. Here's your Templar drop. And yeah, somehow Kokanee able to drone up pretty quickly. Now he's got 43 drones, so doing a nice job droning up here. Some gateways gonna come down. If you guys like my channel, subscribe, give the video a like. And gonna get probably a hatchery back here. Gonna start getting some sunkens. The one thing that Kokanee doesn't really get is upgrades. He's not... A lot of the Koreans get their upgrades really, really quickly. They make sure of it. I think Kokanee will probably get the 1 attack upgrade here, but usually... I think a Corsair died right there, but usually doesn't really get full upgrade. So... See a couple hatcheries come down. Corsair right here. Pushing these guys back. You got the Scourges coming. Pull those guys back. Here's your upgrades. 1 hit off. I haven't seen a drop in a while, so not doing the best job with his drops here. Here's your Reaver. That's gonna go right into this. And this drop coming up down here though, he's gonna pull the drones, which that's what Kokanee does so nicely. It's got him hotkeyed for sure, and this guy only got 3 kills. So yeah, gonna be completely fine. And he's got 7 sunkens up here. I'd like to see a couple robotics come down, same supply. And it's another drop. Templar drop, Muta spawn, and that's gonna get taken out. So yeah, Kokanee in a pretty strong position. Here's your upgrade. Getting greater spires. So he's going to start getting some guardians. And he'll probably just put a lot more sunkens back here. And some spore colonies. A couple hydras. I'm going to spot this out that there's a bunch of cannons up here. And he's got 001 on his upgrades. I would like to see a couple more robotics though. I guess he's making them up here. And start trying to push. But yes, somehow Kokanee's always able to keep his gas pretty solid as Zerg. Second chamber coming down. And that Greater Spire is done, so he can start making some Guardians, Devourers. We'll see what he does. Here's another hatchery. Drop incoming right here. And Scourgy's going to take out. He just missed it. And at the pull. He does pull. There's your Storm going to get 6 kills. There's another Templar right here. This guy in the Storm, and he's going to get 6 kills. So lost about 13 or 14 drones right there. Maybe up to 20. So I mean, TJ very, very good with his drops. Just a matter of, I think his biggest thing is macroing up, so getting more gateways, and then switching strategies a little bit. Maybe getting an Arbiter might be a good choice. Here's a lair getting made up here to make this stronger. Got another drop coming right here. 4 shuttles. Templars, three Templars gonna drop. And nice storm, nice pull, but get down to 45 drones. Upgrade is finished. We'll see if he starts his next upgrades, but doing a good job with the upgrades. He does have Kokanee can make a bunch of drones right now, but looks like he's actually making a bunch of mutas. So here's your guardians up here. We'll see if maybe he attacks this up here. He's gonna probably use these for the reavers that come, but this is gonna get sniped easily. Don't go in there with one shuttle. That's not the way to go. Gotta always have at least a Corsair and maybe 2 shuttles. We'll see if he puts on a couple more robotics. But Kokanee okay with his 50 drones at the moment. And gonna make a bunch of guardians back here. He's got the guardians here, continuing to make sunkens up here. Yeah, hopefully Kokanee plays more once. Very fun to see him play. Probably get that Defiler mount if he doesn't already have it somewhere. See if he started these upgrades. Yeah, hasn't started the next set of upgrades. Is something he doesn't really think is needed as much. Here's a drop coming. I'm gonna take that Reaver out. Not gonna get much done. And having these Guardians back here, it makes it really hard to drop. So you'll drop a Templar and then it just really quickly gets picked off by the Guardians. And he's got 1 upgrade on Guardians. Still hasn't started those upgrades. We'll see if he builds a couple more hatcheries. 156 supply, 155. So basically even. He's got the Guardians up here to take this out. Ooh, we'll probably want to have a couple spores up here. He doesn't have the 1 spore. But all these Corsairs are going to be extremely annoying. Going to lose this lair. And just going to start putting down a bunch of creeps. Make a bunch of spores, I'm sure. Another hatchery coming down. He's got 4K and about 2K for his gas. So in a pretty good position. Guardians right here. Now he's got enough spores. See if he takes this out and then micros these guys back. Haven't seen a drop in a little bit, so using some of these overlords. It's just a ton of Corsairs and just extremely annoying. He's gonna lose all of his Corsairs, or a good amount of them, but he is gonna kill a good amount of the Guardians. And gonna micro take this Reaver out. Let's see if he's got. They started these now. There's another Spire coming down. More Guardians getting made. Ooh, drop down here. Gonna drop everything right a bit early. I think he should have just went all the way through and dropped. So not gonna get anything done here. Hopefully at 130 supply, but he's got a good amount of minerals, so I'd like to see him just make some Zerglings. We'll maybe pick up some more Zealots right here. Let's see what the upgrades are. 212. Gotta get Overlord speed. Wonder if he was trying to upgrade it up here and it got delayed. We'll start building some creeps over here. Maybe get spores, sunkens. Really gonna fill out his base right here. Here comes another drop. This one's gonna go all the way through. Gonna pull those drones nicely and start bringing them back. basically have to do a drop down here, and then you have to drop up here at the same time, because you know he's gonna pull his drones, so you gotta anticipate where is he gonna pull those drones. Other hatchery coming down, a bunch of mutas are gonna spawn, and he just does a good job continuing to put the drones back on the gas even though they die. I'm not sure if he knows how many are, if there's a trick to knowing how many are on each assimilator or each extractor. Sometimes you'll accidentally put 4 or 5 on there, or you only have 2 on there, and then you're really kind of missing out. But it seems like he knows for the most part. It looks like maybe 1 or 2 of these has too many drones. Here's a drop right here. Starting to build up his base. A bunch of Corsairs, going to be extremely annoying, but more Guardians, which is what it feels like for TJ. Nice storm. And these guys got 2-1 upgrades, and you might be able to just go for the attack right now. 170 supply. Just going to start using these Guardians. Maybe get a couple of Scourgies. There's a drop coming over here. He's got the Devourers here to help out. We're going to maybe be able to take out some of this tech. 1, 2, 3, 4 Stargates. Where'd that drop go? Here it is. So drop incoming. Using these guys, taking this out. Trying to sneak this drop in. Pulling the drones. He sees it a little bit late. There's 1 storm. He's at 75 drones. 2 storms. And yeah, gonna lose only 7 drones, and he's got all of this. And if he had Overlord speed and drop capability, he could just drop right on in here and possibly end the game. Move this guy a little bit closer. Look at all these Corsairs. Let's see if he's got any upgrades. 2 upgrades on these guys. More drones are getting made. We'll see if maybe he tries to get an expo for his gas. But he's just gonna probably just continue to build sunken spores, building up his base. And he's so close that doesn't really need to force an attack. This might be an expo right here, because he's gonna be able to start attacking right here, micro back and forth with his spores. And what he really wants to do is just get his gas really high up, and then he can just make a ton of Guardians, get a couple drops, a couple spores over here, another hatchery coming down, bunch of cannons right here. So looking like we're going into maybe a bit of a longer game. And look at all of these Corsairs. Oh, there's just way too many Corsairs. We'll see if maybe he uses Disruption Web. Let's see what's in here. He's got Reavers, Templars. Reavers and Templars. So we'll see how this drop plays out. Gonna drop everything right here and just kind of go for the attack. You should sneak one of these shuttles in and just go for the drones. Using the Corsairs. Right now would be a good time to just bring two shuttles over there and go for a drop right there. These guys gonna go for the attack. Nice storms coming down. He's got the Devourers here trying to take out Corsairs. But again, 173 supply. So going to be a-okay. 2-2 on the upgrades. Start using these Guardians over here. Take some of this out. Comes another drop. And TJ really quick with his drops here. Gonna pull the drones to the right side. Can you get the storm off? Not gonna get the storm off. So nicely defended. He's got 1-2 upgrades using these Guardians to just push out. We get an expo for gas right here. Guess this gas is just not enough. Just building all of these Templars. Hallucination might be the way to go here. Taking all of these cannons out for the most part. Actually, this guy gonna go down. Got some more guardians getting made. Does have a good amount of money, so he's gonna bring these guys back. And a lot of Templars in here, just gonna drop everything. The Templars are gonna start storming. Good storms right here. But again, he's not getting the minerals of Kokanee, so Kokanee just easily able to just rebuild his Hydras and get some Zerglings. And I don't think I've seen a Defiler mound. I'm sure he has one, unless he forgot. He's gonna start sending these guys out, go for the frontal attack. Here's your Corsairs, very annoying, taking out all of these Guardians, which is a lot of gas right there. Hydras are coming, your Devourers coming. Got the Templars, gonna start storming. I think you should just put down maybe 2 or 3 more hatcheries. Really just start pumping out a bunch of Hydras and Zerglings. Get some Mutas, Guardians. Continue to push out. Yeah, the gas for TJ is just so low. Zerglings are gonna move on out. Got a bunch of Reavers. I'd like to see an Arbiter get made. Reavers are going to start moving in right here. Let's see if he's upgraded. Hasn't gotten the upgrade for attack, and he hasn't gotten the upgrade for increased scarab amount per Reaver, which is something you always got to get. Hopefully he got the upgrade for Templar. He did get the upgrade for Templar energy. Zerglings. Guardians right here, taking this out. There's your drop. Look at that. Look at all those spores. I'd like to see a Queen come down. Ooh, Templars get one storm off. Oh, we did get the storm off, but nice pull from Kokanee. There's your Defiler mound. And some Mutas are going to spawn 1-3 on their upgrades. Here's some Guardians. We'll start pushing. Templars are just very, very strong against Zerg. Gonna have to put his drones on gas because he's right now not getting any. And Kokanee's fine with kind of playing the longer game with his Zerg, making sure he gets enough sunk-ins, rebuilding everything. And he's one of the few players that I've seen, he's able to do this against Koreans as well, where you would think that Koreans would just bulldoze through this, you know, not give him enough time to rebuild his sunkens and spores, but that is not the case. He does a good job with this. Bunch of sunkens here, gonna start pulling the drones. A lot of Reavers here, gonna go for the main possibly. Get a couple shots up on the main down to, and look at it, if he had that extra 25 damage, that would have been huge. Guardians at the front. Dragoon 333, so he's got all of his upgrades for ground units. Look at all these robotics right here. Should just get an arbiter. Why not just get an arbiter? So easy. Guardians are gonna start moving out. He's got these Corsairs. They're fully upgraded. Here's your Devours. Here's your Defilers. Slowly making his way on out. There's a battle right here. The Dragoons don't help though. There's your Swarm coming down. Slowly pushing on out. He's got a lot of money. He's got pretty good gas maxed out. So if you just continue to push out right here, some Storms coming down. I'd like to see another Swarm come down as well. Zerglings. Get another hatchery. Needs maybe some mutas to try to pick off these Reavers. There's a nice plague, red stuff, some DTs. And those DTs are probably going to do some work because I don't see any overlords over here. They're just going to start swiping away at these Hydras and Zerglings. Another Swarm coming down. Here's the Guardians getting made. Overlord coming, but going to get sniped by all of these Corsairs. Which, in my opinion, is just way too many. Nice plague. If I was Kokanee, I would maybe try to attack this and go for a quick drop, maybe. Could really kind of bring that drop all the way down here. Use some Guardians over there. And get a bunch of... I guess he just doesn't have the gas to get a bunch of Scourges. And yes, I know how they're pronounced, Scourge, but I like to call them Scourges. Some more mutas, 2-3 upgrades. These are gonna go down. Storms, Reavers, really doing a lot. He's got a good amount of hatcheries. Looks like he's gonna got some drones right here. Gonna continue to just build up his base, maybe. Storm. Really not in a rush. I think he's thinking of just building a bunch of Sunkens here because, again, that'll buy him some more time. Haven't seen a drop, and it's kind of seems like TJ's giving up on his drop. He's just gonna try to brute force through the choke right here. All it takes is a couple drops, and the Zerg is really hurting. About 30 minutes in. It's been a pretty solid game. 2-3 upgrades. Zerglings keep on getting sent out. Storm's coming down. Another good storm. Oh, which guy got that kill? 6 kills right there. Trying to push out. Did this guy get another storm? And using a bunch of Zerglings so he can kind of get his gas increased. Again, look at building these Sunkens while he's able to buy some time. Just going to continue to send out Zerglings and then probably just get a ton of mutas. Bless me. Excuse me. And I think TJ just doesn't really know what to do right now. Gotta get some arbiters. Maybe get some scouts as well. Try to take out the main. Because he's not really pressing to move on out anywhere. There's some more hatcheries back here. So his gas, if you can get that main, then you really hurt his gas production. Some gateways in the middle. Start sending these Zerglings on out. There's your Corsairs. And TJ just extremely annoying with his Corsairs. This is why he needs more spores here. But there's your plague coming down. It's gonna take some time to build a bunch of spores here, so maybe just start attacking from over here. Just let this be. And then try to drop. But he is gonna continue to take out these cannons over here. He's got the Devours. Drop. It's about time we see a drop, and a lot of Templars in here. Gonna make it through Poland, Reavers, and gonna go after the main. Storm's coming down. He's down to 7367. A lot of good storms right there. Down to 1400 on his main. But that was a lot of supply, so if Kokanee can possibly just quickly go for the attack and might be able to take out this in the middle. Or Guardians making their way, 3/3 upgrades. I think to start seeing them make some Hydras. Storm gonna come down. Zerglings getting sent out. Another good storm. And now it's 7k gas. TJ should just take his probes and put them on the minerals. Looks like he did that for his right side. So maybe just get rid of some probes. I think he's got 12k in the bank. Other plague coming down. Devours coming in, gonna start taking out these Corsairs. These guys are tanky, they got 250 health, but they shoot extremely slow. I don't know exactly, if someone knows how these work exactly, it's corrosive damage. I think it also makes the unit that it's attacking, so the Corsair do less damage against it, but I'm not completely sure. Could be because it has so much armor. Sending out these Zerglings right here. Comes a drop. I'll try to sneak this in. 2 Templars in here. Drop incoming. Storms. And down to 73 drones, but he's got 15k in the bank, so that's still going to be completely fine. Interested to see what is Kokanee's strategy. I mean, he's pretty low on his gas, and he really needs to kind of get his gas up there, but he's just going to continue to make a bunch of sunkens. Doesn't really care about turtling too much. These guys are kind of stuck. So I'm going to take this out so these guys can make their way through. That was a lot of gas he's been missing out on. For some reason, the mineral is just terrible for, I mean, 5k seems like a lot, but goes quickly for Protoss, and it seems like his minerals just, TJ's minerals just don't seem on point. Your Templar, Storm, these guys are going to go all the way up and around, not even going to get the Storm off. And a ton of mutas right here. Maybe he's just going to go with all out Guardians. shoot a bomb. Going after the main, not really seeing it. Pretty late reaction time. Needs to storm. He does, but too many mutas and this is gonna go down. Loses his main. And he's gonna have to cancel this. That's the thing is, oh, he already killed some of his probes, or I guess he stormed on his probes, I guess. But this little pylon right here is going to cause some issues. I'm going to send this over and spot out this gas expo. And these guys are just out of distance from attacking this. We'll see if he spots that out. I'm sure some Corsairs will get sent over there though. Slowly starting to push into all these sunkens. 4 probes are going to die, and this expo is going to die. Yeah, I don't know why TJ's money is just so bad. Sending these guys out. Gonna try to take out some of these Templars right here. Gonna start sending these Guardians on over. Big battle right here. Storm's coming down. Trying to finish up all these Guardians. He's got the Devourers back here. Another Storm. To micro these guys a little bit better. But again, this is where just drop. Go for a Hydra drop. And get that Swarm up. It'll take all of this out. Gonna continue to build these Sunkens up here. Pulling these guys back. Some more mutas get made. Have to waste a storm on that one Guardian. Kokanee could take some of these drones and just put them up here to make more Sunkens, but he's gonna just wait until his money maybe gets to 20k or so. This guy going around and scouting. He's got a couple Guardians he's going to make right here, and this, if this gets through, it could do a lot of damage. Takes this out. If TJ is not really paying attention, these guys might do some damage. Looks like we have a drop coming right here, 2 Reavers. Let's see how these guys have to go around. He's going to spot this out quickly. There's some Guardians over here, though. These guys are quickly getting decimated, but this is where you just got to go for a nice little drop. Get some swarm up. There's no Reavers over here. And you just keep going back and forth with your Overlords, picking up more units and dropping. Here's a drop right here. This one's going to make its way through. Bunch of Reavers. At least 12. Going to be able to take out the main. There goes Kokanee's main, down to 65 drones, but look at the supply down to 140 for TJ, and make this into a Larry. Didn't lose this Greater Spire, which would have been pretty big. Really like to see just a Overlord drop right here. Start trying to go through the front. There's just too many Reavers up here. Defiler gonna plague this. Look at the money of TJ, under 1,000. This just gonna have to make a bunch of Templars. Slowly making his way out here. Some Zerglings, some Guardians right here. Good plagues came down. Bunch of Zerglings right here. Gas is pretty low for Kokanee. See if maybe he tries the Expo. All of these Zerglings, this Archon tanking. But here's your Guardians from behind. Gonna start taking all these guys out. And these guys are low HP. Just needs to micro these guys a little bit better. 168 supply to 143, and TJ's basically broke. Let's see what this looks like for TJ. Units are just gonna keep on coming. This is going down. Orgies, take it out 1, 2 shuttles. Another swarm, trying to storm on this, but 155 supply to 120. Some more Zerglings. He's so close to breaking this right here. He's got these Guardians right here. Reavers are gonna spawn. And DJ gonna call the GG McGee because he got broke right there. So really taking out that main was huge. Nicely done by Kokanee. So gonna go 2-1 on TJ. All bad matchups for Kokanee. Showing just how diverse and good of a player he is. So good game, good series. Give it a like, subscribe, and I'll take you, sir. Peace, no B.